Hey everybody, deep dive number 2 into the wicked sterno fuel you get from the Dollar Tree for $1 with the Coghlans stove setup. The pans you see in front of you are vintage Boy Scout. They're made out of aluminum, really thin aluminum. You can find these older kits for, I don't know, 15-20 bucks. And you can also get newer ones. I think Coleman makes one for about the same price. We're gonna get some water boiling up in this kettle. It will boil. I've got it to boil before. I'll let you know how long it takes, how much water, and everything. Thanks. Hey everybody, I've got the Scout Billy. I've got 16 ounces of water in it. It's hard to see, but I do have the wicked chafing fuel burning. You can see maybe just a little bit. It's an alcohol-based burn, so it's really hard to see in direct sunlight. I'm gonna go ahead and set this on here. Like I say, it's 16 ounces of water in an aluminum pot. It's probably about 30 in here again today. And we're just gonna see how long it takes. I've got this to boil before. We'll see how long it takes. We'll be back in a few seconds. Minutes, I guess. Hey everybody, we're back. Doing the 16 ounce water boil test with the wicked chafing fuel. I went ahead and stopped the clock at 30 minutes. It relapsed over, so 30 minutes and 33 seconds. Ouch. We now have a boil. It's not a full rolling boil, but it's a boil. Like I can't even touch the lid. So the next project, we're using the same fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and snuff this, let it cool down, and grab up a pan, and we're gonna fry something on the same can. Thanks everybody. All right everybody, it'll probably be the last section of this video for the Dollar Tree $1 fancy heat wicked sterno fuel. So I've been working on the same can that I did previously with the SpaghettiOs, with the snow melting, with the attempt to boil water the first time in a stainless steel cup. I didn't get a rolling boil a few minutes ago, but about 30 some minutes in, but you couldn't touch it. It was so hot. The thermometer that I use is a meat thermometer, and it maxes out at, well, like 190. So if it did go high enough to boil without actually having a rolling boil, I wouldn't have been able to really tell you anyway. So on the same can, I've got it relit again, close the front gate, and we're gonna fry some corned beef. So same can, $1. Let's see how this works out. Just trying to show you the power of something like this. If you have a decent setup, you can get a relatively low BTU fuel to perform, not excellent, but like to perform at all, I guess. You know, it gets a bad name for not being overly hot, but it's safe. How much cooking have I done? It was 30 minutes on the water boiling. It'll probably take right around 5-10 minutes for this to get fried up. SpaghettiOs took about 4 to 7 minutes. It actually stuck in the spot where the flame was, so you do have to move that quite a bit. Plus, was it 18 minutes, 12, 18 minutes to boil down snow. So with a decent setup, these can perform. They're just not going to outperform your solid fuels or your actual liquid fuels like denatured alcohol or white gas, which I'll make a small video about them and how I use those in the next video. But we're gonna fry this up, and I'll come back. I suppose I'll see how long. I wasn't going to time it, but let's go ahead and time it just because. So there we go. Handy dandy stopwatch, and I'll be back in a second. All right, everybody, I'm back with the last installment in this video. We were frying up some corned beef. I don't know if you've ever had it before, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a close-up of what it looks like when you get it out of the can, and then what it looks like in the pan, and then what you kind of have to do in order to cook in a larger diameter pot. I don't know if you could see it in there. but it's, I don't know, it's almost like a clay. It has almost no water in it whatsoever. It's just mostly oil and fat. Over here, you open this up, ouch. And you can see that it's, maybe you can't steam it up a little bit. It's free moving and pretty much cooked or heated up. If you're using a small heat source like this, you want to almost leave the middle bare because that's where everything's going to burn. It started singeing right here, and I just like moved it all to the side. With the lid on top, all this food is up to temperature. If you had something smaller, like a Spam patty or something, you would just put it directly in the middle, and that's pretty much how you would fry it. This is all up to temperature. Let me see if I can do this with my temperature gauge here. See if I can get a. I want to stay off the middle. It's starting to lose some heat because I have the lid off. We'd be getting pretty close. There's about 140. I might get 150. I'm pretty sure what they recommend for food to be cooked, the internal temperature has to be at 150. I'm not positive on that, but my guess is 145. We'll wait here for a second. Now, this has all been on the same $1 can and the same little stove. I'm in my sunroom and not indoors, but there's no reason why you couldn't. Do the same thing. We're about to get up to 150 here. I'll get down here a little bit lower so you can see. Right about 150. I imagine it's just going to do the same thing it did before. It's going to get up to around about 165, 170. But again, if you're doing something like this, if you put it in the middle, it's going to singe because the heat source is only like around about an inch in diameter. Yeah, we're at 150 right now at the edge of the meat. I'm not even on the pan. The middle, we could see what it looks like real quick, where the heat is. If I can even get it to work. Nah, it's not going to work. But anyway, I hope this helps. Again, $1 chafing fuel from the Dollar Tree, $15 Coghlans stove, and this is the like a vintage BSA, Boy Scouts of America mess tin. Well, I'm gonna go eat some of this. See you guys later.